upon a time, in a thick green forest, there was a large house built of wood. In this house, there lived a girl by the name of Arwen. She lived with her little sister Clemmy, her mom Michelle, and her dad Michael. Arwen always likes to stroll on the hiking trails outside. Ivy grows up a trellis by the basement and covers part of the house. There are 2 big fireplaces in the house. At night, the children sit by them because it is cozy and it calms them down so they will go to sleep. One bright morning, Clemmy woke up and walked downstairs. Her parents were getting ready to go to International House of Pancakes with Arwen. After school, Arwen invited some friends over to play. When they got too hot and tired, they went to the ice cream parlor.
After they went to the ice cream shop, they went to the Good Guys to look for computers. They split up. Jose and Will went to see the remote control car they were interested in buying. Jose was munching on his corn nuts, while Will, with his mouth full of candy, was trying to talk the assistant manager. Arwen was afraid they didn't have her computer anymore, that maybe it had gotten sold. The manager explained he only had 3 left. He described which type they were.
Hey, guys! Come over here and look at this computer! Is it nice or what?
Well, how will we get the money to pay for it?
Maybe we can get a loan from the bank.
No, we will never get a loan from a bank. We're just kids.
And we don't have any collateral.
Well, how about asking your dad?
Nah, he'll never give me that much money.
The week after they went to the Good Guys, Arwen and her friends went off to see if they could get a loan from the International Bank of America. They went through the door and up to the secretary.
May we speak to the manager, please? I'm sorry, you have to have an appointment.
Is that a new necklace you have on? And soon everyone caught on to what she was trying to do and started firing questions at her so that Arwen could sneak back to the loan manager's office. But before she opened the door, she said to herself,
Here goes nothing.
Arwen opened the door and she saw a beautiful computer on his desk. The room was very bright and Arwen counted 40 bookshelves. She picked out a book and soon remembered why she was there. She turned around and she saw him staring at her. He was a tall, handsome man with blonde hair. He was wearing a business suit and had a trophy that read, "Just graduated." He said,
What do you want?
in a low voice.
Just wanted a loan, sir.
Well, you can't have one. You don't have any collateral or anything valuable. Now, please leave.
Arwen ran out and told her friends what he said. Maybe you can ask your dad.
$2,500? Are you crazy?
When Arwen got home, her dad said to her,
Hi, honey. How did it go in your free day?
It went great, Daddy.
Well, good for you, Arwen.
Arwen was feeling a little strange. She went to her room and looked in the mirror and said,
How can I tell my dad I need $2,500?
Arwen, come down for dinner.
Coming, Mom.
Warren went down to the kitchen and said,
Dad, I have something to tell you. I need $2,500.
$2,500
Plus tax.
plus tax. Arwen, that's a lot of money. That will take up all the money we were saving for your first date.
So Arwen started earning money, but when she had everything earned, the store had a retirement because only one single person could to buy a computer. 2 hours later, a man stopped in front of the store and said,
Wow, look at that computer. The best I ever saw.
the people were all coming from town to look at the computer store, and then the computer store opened again. But in the meantime, Arwen wasted all of her money on Power Wheels, a bike, toys, and a Super Soaker 2000. Arwen saw the computer store was open again and said,
I wasted all my money for nothing. Ah!
Then Arwen started earning money again, but when she made $30 a week, she said,
I have to get money.
that night Arwen begged her dad for $2,500.
Arwen, for the second time, no.
Arwen went to her dad for the third time to ask for money. He said,
Okay, honey. I'll help you because a computer will help you do your homework better.
Thank you, oh, thank you.
2 miles away from where Arwen lived, there was a stinky, smelly garbage dump with lots of junk. Arwen liked walking through the dump and finding neat stuff, like beaded bracelets, hairbands, and headbands with colorful designs on them. Once she found a pair of almost new shoes. She guessed they were too small for somebody. She just shined them up and wore them to school the next day. Once while roaming through the dump, Arwen spotted an old IBM computer. She was looking for a box or something to carry it home in. She found a wooden crate. It was just the right size for her computer. She was so excited she ran all the way home to tell her parents about her recent discovery.
Mom, I found a computer at the dump today. May I keep it?
I don't think it's such a good idea, honey.
But, Mom, I really want to keep it, and it's better than spending more than $2,000 on the new computer.
All right, but wait till your father gets home. Hour past, Dad comes home.
Honey, I'm home.
Dad, may I keep the computer I found today?
What was that?
Dad, may I keep the computer I found in the dump today?
Well, it could have bits of shattered glasses in it, and you could cut yourself very badly, but it's better than spending more than $2,000 on a new one.
Yes, Daddy, it's better than spending all that money.
Oh, all right.
Oh, thank you, oh, thank you, Dad. You're the best in the universe.
When Arwen brought the computer to school, all her classmates were excited to see what she found.
A computer!
She left it there for a couple of days. One night in Arwen's classroom, the custodian of the school was playing on her computer. He doesn't like kids. He has a rose tattoo and collects Harley Davidsons. When he was playing on the computer, he said to himself,
I can take it to the pawn shop and trade it for the diamond ring I wanted to give to my girlfriend.
Then he took a can of beer out of his jacket and chugged it down. Arwen called her teacher and asked if she knew where her computer was, and her teacher said that she thought that she had already taken it home.
Oh well, thanks anyway.
That night, Arwen called Detective Hustlefinger III and Detective Maxwell Smart. They started to ask a bunch of questions. Then they gave their plan.
We will start the mission tomorrow. First we will look at the pawn shop, then we will look at your school.
But do you think we should start the mission tomorrow, or shall we start it right now?
I'm sure we should start it tomorrow, Smart.
In the morning, Detective Hustlefinger and Maxwell Smart went to the pawn shop. Then they saw the custodian with the computer and asked where he got the computer.
I got it at the good guys. Yeah.
Then the detective grinned and said,
That is someone else's computer and you're under arrest.
Case closed!
It was July 12th, Arwen's 10th birthday. Her parents had planned a surprise party for her, but she did not know about it. She thought everyone had forgotten about her birthday, and she was upset. She got dressed in a long purple tank top, yellow shorts, and some sandals. Then she went on a walk down one of those long, shady trails by her house. Back at the house, her mom said,
Maybe we should tell her about the surprise party.
No, just because she's upset, we can't ruin the surprise. She hasn't ever had a surprise party before, and she has always wanted one.
An hour later, Arwen hiked back up the shady path, opened the wooden gate leading into the grassy backyard, and before she knew it, there were all her friends greeting her with happy voices.
Happy birthday! Thank you, so you didn't forget my birthday.
Then she joined her party, opened her presents, and while she was blowing out her candles, all her friends threw confetti on her. Then they had some cake. Finally, the party was over.
Arwen, we have a present for you.
It's a computer. Oh, Mom, Dad, thank you for everything, especially the computer.
But why didn't you give it to me when my friends were here?
Well, we wanted to have this special moment alone with you. Besides, your friend would want to play with it and it might have broken. A little while later, Arwen hooked up the computer in her dad's office.
Arwen's parents were in the backyard cleaning up after the kids, even though they were exhausted after throwing such a wild party.
Mom, I'm going upstairs to listen to some music.
Okay, I'm going to clean up the confetti on the table.
Hi, Clemmy.
Then Arwen went to her room to listen to her new CDs. As soon as Arwen was gone, Clemmy climbed out of the pen and crawled to the office. Clemmy looked up and saw Arwen's computer. To the side, she saw a screwdriver. Then she started to take the computer apart. Arwen heard something from the office. It was Clemmy. She was banging the parts together singing Rubber Ducky. Although she wasn't singing it, she was shouting it.
Rubber ducky, you're the one. Quack, quack, you make that time. Tons of fun. Quack, quack, rubber ducky, I'm awfully fond of you. Bow, bow, buddy out.
Arwen shouted at Clemmy. Then Clemmy ran to her room and started to cry. That night, Arwen invited Eric, Adair, and Mike to spend the night. They started to put the computer together.
Push this, Michael. Here. Wait, let me get it in the right place. Yeah, hold it. Michael! Thank you. Wait, I think the motherboard messed up when Clemmy did something to it. What did Clemmy do? What do you think?
Oh yeah, she banged up.
I kind of told you over the phone. Aha! Hold this again. Out here, right there. Push it more. Well, push. It's not. Okay, that's good enough.
I want to break it.
Dude. Eric, you are so lazy. Can't you come over and help?
Yeah. Get a job.
You too, you dear.
I have to put it right.
There.
You can't do it, no one can. Listen, let's see if it works, and it does! Now I'll have a computer that works, and nobody will ever touch it.
Years later, Clemmy stole into Arwen's room. Now she was 19, but she still liked to snoop in Arwen's stuff. Arwen had come home yesterday for a class reunion. Today she took off for someplace, but she had not told Clemmy. Clemmy quickly found her sister's diary in Arwen's suitcase and opened it. Dear diary, today was full of surprises. It was the last day of work, and then when I was driving to my apartment, my best friend Yadira started tailing me. Yadira jumped out of her car and said, "Hey, Arwen, you look lost."
I lost my map to Eric's place.
I know the way. I've been there before. We'll have a great time.
You've been there before? I sure hope you know the way, because we don't want to be late.
So I got in my car and followed her. Finally, we got there. Yadira got out of her car and started running up the lane to Eric's house. Clemmy looked up from the book and said, "Oh my gosh, this is really cool." Then she started reading the diary again. Arwen had written, "It was so great seeing all my old classmates. I hardly recognized some of them. They have really changed. I especially liked the video that Jeff and Lizzie made and the things they read about all their old classmates." Arwen Rose is now 24 and living in a condo in San Francisco with her husband Peter, her infant Elaine, and her African gray parent Peanut Butter. She works in a computer lab at San Francisco Elementary School and has a happy life. This is Elizabeth Sullivan, well used to be. Now she's Elizabeth Taylor. She is a swim coach and lives in Ridgefield, Connecticut. She has a husband named Andrew who loves to fish. She has a charming neighbor, Yadira Cooper. She also has a Snow White rabbit named Thumper and two adorable little twins named Emily and Katie.
Anthony Espinosa is now designing snowboards. As you can see, he likes to ride them too. He owns a private plane, has 2 big trucks, and owns a slightly huge house.
Vicky is now a clothes designer for Crystal Smith. She has a husband named John and 4 kids. Her 2 babies are named Rick and Nick. She has a 5-year-old boy named Brandon and a girl named Jessica. 4 dogs and 3 Dalmatians and 1 Doberman are the family pets. 1 cat and 3 kittens live with them. She lives in a house in Mississippi that has a swimming pool.
Julia Esser is now a fashion designer, has her own line under Julia Esser. She has 2 kids, a husband. The kids' names are Elizabeth and Max. She has many horses, 1 dog named Maui. She also has a convertible and lives on Hana Maui.
Crystal Smith, formerly Crystal Flores, is now an advertiser on TV. She is now living in Las Vegas, is married, and has 2 kids. They have a cat and a car big enough for her whole family.
Nacho is now a movie star who lives by the bay. In the inside of his house, there are windows all over the place. He has a dog, his name is Spike, and a private airplane, and an excellent red car.
This is Frank Barra, who is now an Indian dancer for the Santa Rosa Powwows. His house is a brown and white. On the inside of his house has 2 matching sofas and lamps. He has a black Turbo 101 that someday he drives to the beach.
This is Jeff Flint. He lives in Australia. He has a dog named Jake and a red Ferrari. He owns a cruise boat and spends a lot of time on it. Last but not least, he has a private plane he uses to fly to his cruise boat.
Will Thomas now lives in Williamsburg, Virginia. He is single and he has a private plane. He is a professor at Williams and Mary College, likes cars, and still loves planes.
Maureen Williams Corbett is now a waitress at a cafe in Hawaii. She has 2 kids named Julia and Becky, a cat named Checkers, and a dog named Joe. Maureen has a wonderful husband named Riley, who lives with her in Hawaii, the Big Island.
Michael Shaffett is now living in Hollywood, and he is a comedy star. He has a car that is a Lamborghini and a dog named Mutt.
This is Philip Redfern, who now owns Disneyland. He is married and has 1 kid. His wife's name is Betty. His son's name is Brandon.
Here now is Adrienne Beard. She is a teacher and has a baby girl named Katie. Although she is divorced, she has a cool pool and lives in Ridgefield, Connecticut, next to Yadira. Oh yay, she has 2 horses and 5 cats.
Charlie King is now married to a lady named Susan. He has a cool truck with 350 horsepower and motor hydraulics. He has a houseboat in Australia and an airplane that brings him wherever he wants, usually. He goes to Lake Tahoe, where his house is, and back. Charlie loves skiing and snow.
This is Rosario Villegas. She lives in Washington, D.C. and has a dog named Louie. Also, she has a girl named Betsy, and her husband's name is Richard. Rosario is a fashion designer of women's clothing.
Now we move on to Eric Norris, who is the president of his own company, called Norris Boats and Nuts. Eric's mansion has 93 rooms, 15 bathrooms, 45 closets, and 5 kitchens, 12 garages to make a total of 172 rooms. Eric has a private island, which is 120 acres. Kate is Eric's wife, and Maggie is Eric's daughter. The boats that Eric designed are named Big Boy, Good Guy, Open Sea, Big Dad, Blue Sea, Special Hull, Blue Swan, Mr. Long, and last but not least, White Seal.
Jenny Carlman is now 25 years old and lives in Sweden, in the capital of Stockholm. She is married with 2 children, John and Mary, and works in the supermarket. She has a dog named Cotton and 3 fish. She has a car, and her husband Steve has a car. She has a huge fireplace.
Elizabeth Rodriguez is now a fashion designer. She lives in Washington, D.C. Elizabeth has a husband named Richard and 2 wonderful twins named Anthony and Carolina. Elizabeth has a big house and a swimming pool. She also has a dog named Joe and a cat named Gina.
Here is Enrique Soria, who has a wife named Maria. He is a Mexican wrestling man. He has a mask that he wears when he is fighting. When he is fighting, his name is now Mascura Sagrada. His wife is a singer. When she sings, her name is Thalia. They have a son whose name is Oscar. Brandon Parrott is now living in Los Angeles. He is an officer in the Los Angeles Police Department. And don't you call him a pig, you punk, or he will blow your brains out. He has a wife named Catherine, 2 kids named Brandon Jr. and Giancarlo. They have an uncle named Philip and an aunt named Betty. Brandon also has a part-time job at the Jif Peanut Butter Factory. This is the former Yadira Martinez, now Yadira Cooper. She works at Cooper Sportswear. Her husband owns it. She has 2 adorable children, one named David, who is 6 and a half, and the other named Lindsay, who is 1-year-old, and a wonderful husband named Rick. She has 2 swans, one named Sunshine and the other named Joe, a dog named Fletcher, and a horse named Wind Dancer. They also have a family flower pot. At night, they either sing songs by it or read. They love to read, but not Lindsay. Her mom reads to her. They love it in Ridgefield, Connecticut, and have a wonderful neighbor, Elizabeth Taylor and Adrienne Beard. Clemmy closed the diary and looked around. Just then, Arwen swung open the door and screamed.
Clemmy, haven't you grown up yet? What a brat, you're always bugging me.
Arwen picked up a pillow from her bed and threw it at Clemmy. It went flying through the air and hit her right in the stomach.
Ow!
Oh, you poor little thing, did I hit you? You little brat, you deserved it.